elements and other text. So what we're going to do, I hope all of you have gotten to this stage where you created your design. If you have any issue, please let me know. Any questions? Can I proceed? Okay, I'm going to proceed. So the first thing we have to deal with for this design is our background. We have to make our background similar to the background here, which is white and this beige kind of color. So what we are going to do is we're going to go under elements. So if you're using a mobile device, all of these icons are going to be at the bottom of your screen instead of the left-hand side of your screen. So you click on elements and you search for square shape. And then you can insert the shape that you're looking. Okay, so it has brought it out in all. And insert the shape that we want here, but the color of the shape of the background is beige. So we have to look for that color at this top. There are many top icons here that you can use to navigate the elements you just dropped in. So if you want to change the shape that you dropped in, you can just click on shapes and change the shape. The next one is to change your color. So if you're using your phone, everything that I am navigating right now will be at the bottom of your screen. So what we are going to look for is the color that is in that background. It's kind of red, but it's not really close to red. So what we are going to click on is add new color, which is more like a rainbow looking circle. Click on this, and then we can shift our color to where we feel it looks similar. Or what we can do, which is more or less a cheat code for me than for you guys, is to come to this place and to look for the code of the particular color. So this is the code of the color. So for all of you guys, this is the code of the color. So what you can do is to just, instead of looking for the color under the gradients, the color saturation place, you can just delete this, copy this color and paste it here. I think I should drop the code of the color in the WhatsApp group. So that's what I'm just going to do, so that you can copy and paste also. So I've dropped the code of the color in the WhatsApp group. So do we have any questions? Lua, have you gotten to this stage that I'm at?
I'm following you, my boss. The Canva that I downloaded, no. Yeah.
Sorry for that network issue, but Ifeoluwa, have you gotten to the stage where I'm at?
But
I can't really hear you. You can drop what you said under the chat so that I can see your compliments. Because I can't hear you well. But Marvelous, have you gotten to that stage, choosing the color for the background? Network issues, but I'm following. Okay. Marvelous, what about you? Abiodun, what about you? Have you gotten to that stage? Let's all work together. Okay, so I'm going to continue. So once you've
Ma, please, what do
chosen,
you say?
I said, have you gotten to this stage where you choose the color of the shape? Were you following me?
Yes, ma.
Okay, so you've gotten to this stage.
Yes.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is to resize this shape to fit the particular area we want it to fit. So in the background of what we are trying to copy, the color does not cover the whole area of the box or the whole area of the canvas. It just covers a particular area. So hence we resize it to the particular area at which it covers. Because if you look at the reference image, if we delete this frame, and delete and put this here, we can see that the colors are not like equally on the canvas, equally showing on the canvas. One is a little bit wider than the other color. The beige color is a little bit wider than the white color. So that's what will also show in this one that we are trying to replicate. So we have done the background. We've completed the background now. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our frame. By the end of this exercise, we're all going to submit our own replication to the group. So let's make sure that we are following. I already know everybody's name, so I'm expecting your own design on the group by the end of this class because we are doing it together. So what you're going to do is you're going to search for frames under elements also. So everything we are searching for now is under elements. Search for picture frames. Hope you guys can see my screen. I hope you guys are following.
yeah.
Okay. So once you search for frames, it will give you options and types. So you can see that there's a square frame, there's a circle frame, and these frames are just to add pictures to your design. So for the design that we're replicating that has a picture in it, which is going to be your picture, we'll use frames to add that to our design. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the square frame and we will resize it to match what we are trying to replicate. So we'll also position it where it's supposed to be, which is at this side, at the edge of the design. And then we'll resize it. What we're trying to replicate has a more rectangular frame than a square frame. So what we're going to do is we're going to resize the frame a little bit. Hope you guys get how I am resizing it. All I am doing is going to the edge of the item or what we're selecting on, and I am dragging it down and up. So that's what I'm doing. If you have any questions, please signify and ask. But all I'm going to do is that I'm going to resize this frame. So once I've resized it to my satisfaction, I can go ahead and go to upload and just add my picture. So you guys can select which picture you're going to add. All I'll do is drag the picture. Okay, so if your picture is not already on the software or on the app, you would have to upload it into the app. So let's say the picture I want to add is in my gallery. I would have to click on upload and look for the picture. You can look for any fine picture that you've taken before and just select the picture and add. Most of my pictures I've already put it there. So all you need to do is just select the picture and it will upload it into the software. So let me give an example. Let's say the picture I want to use is Access Bank logo. So I can just open and it will upload that. See that it's uploading it into the app. And then all I need to do is to drag it and add to the frame. So you just drag it to the frame, or you can select on it, then resize it if you want to do it like that. But I find it easier to just drag to the frame because you've already resized the frame. So what we are going to do is we are going to drag it to this frame. And if you feel like I need to crop this picture, or I do not like how it is aligned on the design, you can just click on it and crop. There's an option to edit image. So you can just edit the position or how it looks. You can edit how the image is. On the canvas or on the design. So now we move on to our next thing, which is to add text. So what you have to do to add text, have everybody gotten this part of creating this design? Ifelua, have you been able to add the image to your design? Okay. So, Abiodun, have you been able to add image to your design? Okay, it's okay. But Esther, hope you are noting everything that I am doing so that it will be easy for you to just do it after the class. Hope you are noting what I am doing.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, Ifeoluwa, also try after the class to add the image. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask on the group. I'm available to answer your questions on the group. And if you have any questions now, you can ask me now. So what I'm going to do is to add text. So to add text, we won't go to elements. We will go to text. And you can click any default text style. You can click heading, you can click subheading, or you can click body. Because we are still going to manipulate and try to change the font and the size of the text. So which text style you choose. So we are going to click subheading, and what I'm going to do is I am going to copy and paste what I wrote in this design. But you guys should write what you learned from this first week of graphic design and video editing class. Like me, I learned the principles of design, and I also learned how to replicate a particular design. That's an example of what you can write. So write different things, don't just let it be the same as what we're trying to replicate. So what I'm going to do, to copy or to paste, you can just select on the particular, double click on the particular text, or you can drag the icon from the left to the right and then paste. And we have it here. So this does not look like, you can see that this text does not look like, this text does not look like the text in the graphics that we're trying to replicate. So the text in the graphics that we're trying to replicate is this Barlow, and what is used here, what is being used here is Canvas Sun. So what we're going to do is that we're going to search for our text. All you need to do is, we were here before, all I did was I clicked on the text. On your mobile device, it will not show you like this. What it will show you is fonts and font size. So that's how you can navigate and change the way your text looks. So under fonts, you click on fonts, then it will show you all of this. But for us using PC, it shows the particular text we are using already. So we can just search for Barlow. There are some fonts on this app that are not free. So just have to use the fonts that are free. So I'll just click on that. It's loading. So this is the font. We're using the font that is used in the design that we're trying to replicate. but it still does not look like what we're trying to replicate. So what is really going on? If you notice in the graphics that we're trying to replicate, the color is different, the size is different, and you can see that it's a little bit slanted, like tilted. So that's what we're also going to try to replicate. So for the color, if you're using your mobile device, it will show you text color. So you click on that and you change it to white. Since we are using white for our design, by using white, the text here in the one we're trying to replicate is color white. What we're also going to do is change the size. So all of these descriptions, like the name of the font, the text size, I'm going to send the details to the group. So if you're unable to do it now, I'll send it to the group so that you can be able to do it. So you can see that the text size, the font size here is 25, and the font size here is 44. So now it has reduced. Also, the alignment of the font was different in the one we want to replicate. So alignment just means that is it written towards the left, is it centralized, or is it justified? Just like when you are writing a normal Word document, the alignment, spacing, all of that. Then would remove the boldness, because you notice that the I don't think you can see the font well. If you noticed, the text was in bold. So if you remove the bold, it now looks more like the text we are trying to replicate. Then we put it in italics form, and now it looks like what we are trying to replicate. So do we have any questions about this text? Any questions? Please, let's feel free to ask questions. What is that? That's a little bit. Okay. Please, let's ask questions. If we have questions, let's ask questions. Abiodun, do you have any questions? Were you able to write the text, edit the color? Let me see other participants. Ifelua, have you been able to do the text?
No, ma. I will try it after the class, ma.
Okay, but you're noting down every step, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, that's good. So let me continue. So if you notice here, there is kind of like this element, which is like a comma. So you can just search for the elements under here. And add it to our design. And add this to our design and resize it. So you can see it's like it's downwards, and the one we are trying to replicate is upwards. So looks more like it. But let's just continue with this. So I can just, this circular icon underneath is to rotate. So I can rotate my element and I can flip it if I want to flip it to match what I'm trying to replicate. Also, if you notice the one we're trying to replicate, it was in color white. So I can edit the color also of any element and change it to color white. And I also noticed that it was kind of opaque or transparent. So we can reduce the transparency of this also. And then move it to where it was. Can reduce the size more. Also, reduce the size of this so that everything can look simple and organized, matching the principle of design or following the principle of design, I mean. So the other thing that was in the design that we are trying to replicate is our name and MSciClinic Academy. So I'll just duplicate, let me go back. What I did was to duplicate this text. Instead of going back to text and going back to default style and starting again and editing the old font all over again, what I just did was to duplicate the text I already have on my canvas, which is this icon up here. So as I duplicated it, I can now move it. I moved it by just right-clicking on it and moving it down. Then I can delete all of the text that is here and write what I wish to write. So I'll write my name. And I will make it look more like the one we're trying to replicate, which is not in italics form, it's in bold form. And so should change the name. Make it bold. Then I will duplicate again and write MSciClinic. MSciClinic Academy. So what I'm going to do now is I will resize it to emphasize one above the other. I'm not really sure if both of them was in bold, so I'm going to check back. Okay, both of them are in bold. And the size of Adetuju Oluwatosin is 30. The size of MSciClinic Academy is 14.7. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to change the size. I just click on it and change the size to 30. Click on MSciClinic Academy. Change the size to 14.7. Enter. Then there's one last thing. I noticed that there were stars around the graphics just to add a little bit of, flair to the design and to not make it too boring. So we'll go under elements also. So if you're looking for shapes, if you're looking for graphics, if you're looking for photos, if you're looking for frames, you just go under elements to search for that. If you're looking for design templates or styles, you will go under design. If you're looking for text or text templates, you go under text. So that is how it is. If you want to draw on your canvas, you will go to draw. So different things for different functions. So I'm going to click on star. And I can add this to my design. See that there are different types. And I'll change the color to white. And reduce the size, resize it. And I'll put it where I wish to put it. Then I can duplicate and also put it in the other side. So we have successfully replicated the design I showed you at the beginning of the class. So what I want you guys to do is to also replicate this design. I'll send it to the group and you send yours to the group. It should not take you up to 1 hour. It didn't take us up to 1 hour to complete it. So immediately after the class, I expect to see it by latest 5. Because I noticed that when I told you guys that attended yesterday's class to submit your assignment 2 p.m. today, you still did not submit the assignment. So it's just best to do it immediately and complete it. Yes, so I advise you to just do it immediately and submit it. So you are replicating this design. So now that we've replicated our design, this is where we're going to end on graphic design for today. So I'm just going to brush up on video editing because when you are selecting the course you wanted to do, you selected both graphic design and video editing. So I'm just going to introduce video editing to you and explain what video editing is, the apps that you can use. Same as yesterday when I introduced graphics design to you, I'm going to introduce video editing to you. So let's start. Do we have any questions before I start? Do we have any questions on what we did? Any questions before we move to graphic design? I mean, video editing, sorry. Okay, Marvelous, if you are not able to complete it on time, please send it before the end of today. Send it before the end of today. And that's an excuse only for Marvelous, not for other people. Or I see Miss Esther also saying, yes, please. So do we have any questions? My question was, yes, we just replicated. Sorry, Miss Esther, I don't understand your question.
Okay, go even, ma. You know what we
Good
just
evening.
replicated, to me, it's yet to be a whole. It's not yet aligned. I cannot see it as a full design.
Okay.
It's looking like we have color at one side, we have the picture. It's not like, if you want to, I don't know how to put it now. If you want to capture that as a single design. How do we do
Okay,
that
to
now? Look at it.
export.
The picture is not aligned. The content is not inside. So I don't think we are done now.
This is the design that we're trying to replicate. So what I'm trying to say that, oh, you don't yet see it as like a whole design, right?
Yes, my still like separate
Yeah,
parts.
I think she's not understanding how to export. So just take them through exports. That's all.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So after you have completed your design, sorry for not teaching you how to export. You would see share at the top right corner. You click on share, and under share, you have different options to share on social media more or upload on various social media platforms, but you can just click on download, and then it will suggest various file types that you can download it as. You can download it under using JPEG, PNG, PDF. You can download it as a video or a GIF, but most times I download it using PNG, and then you can just click on download and it will download the graphics. So that's how you are going to export your design, and you can see that it has showed me the folder at which it downloaded my design. So you can just go over here, and it saved it as subheading, and click on it. See our design. So now it's a whole design. You cannot separate one element or the other. So that's how to export your design. Do you have any other questions?
Thank-
Is there any other questions? Okay, so since there's no other questions, all I'm going to do for the remaining part of this class is just to define video editing. I'm going to also tell you various apps you can use for video editing, and I'm going to also like show you some things under, well, we don't have enough time to go through CapCut, but we're going to use CapCut to learn video editing for this class. I remember I sent a message on the group that everybody should download CapCut, and I hope we all have downloaded CapCut. If you have not downloaded CapCut, please start downloading it now. So video editing, what is video editing? Video editing is the process of manipulating and rearranging video shots to create a new video. So let's say for this class that is being recorded now, someone can pick up this video and manipulate the context of this video, and it will be like I am teaching an entirely different course, or I'm teaching something else. So it's a way of manipulating the context of your videos. Many people use video editing to publicize what their products. Many people use video editing to advertise what they're selling. So video editing is a very lucrative profession, and many people need video editors slash videographers. So it involves trimming, cutting, adding effects to enhance your visual storytelling. So in case a video just seems boring to you, you can use video editing to enhance the quality of that video and enhance the storytelling of that video. So there are various apps we use. The most popular app that everybody talks about is Adobe Premiere Pro. There's also DaVinci Resolve, but there are mobile apps like InShot and CapCut. InShot and CapCut they have similar interface. That's why I said someone asked on the group that they should also, if you cannot use CapCut, please download InShot. It has similar interfaces, and I would switch between both editing apps to make it easier for us to learn. So we're going to, as I said earlier, we're using CapCut for this class. And don't feel like, oh, CapCut is an easy app, everybody uses CapCut. It is better to start with a simple software than a hard software, especially when you're learning the basics of a particular profession. It's better to start with the easiest software than the hardest software. So, and CapCut has many features. It has various features. It has a library of effects, a library of filters, stickers, captions, and CapCut uses AI. So some things that you have to do manually on Adobe Premiere Pro, you can do it fast and easily on CapCut. So that's why we are using CapCut. I don't want to bore us too much about features and what CapCut is. I want us to explore the app. So what we're going to do now is just explore a little bit about the interface of CapCut before we end today's class. Okay, so this is the home page for CapCut, but I already said earlier that it's different on a mobile device than on a laptop. So if you sign into CapCut, it will show you other features that you can use, but I did not sign into CapCut on this laptop. So this home page, under the home page, you have your projects. So these are some of the projects I have worked on. And here you can search for previous projects, especially if you have like a lot of projects that you've worked on and you just want to find a particular project. You can just search the name of the project and go back to editing the project. I recommend using the laptop version of CapCut if you're making long videos, like 1 hour long, 3 hours long videos. It's easier to use for long videos. But if you just want to make a short TikTok video or a short promotion video, like publicity video, you can use your phone. A phone is easier to make short videos. They both do the same thing. Then here you can check some of the projects that you deleted. So under trash, you can check some of the projects you deleted, and then you can also delete it because it will keep the project for 30 days before it's permanently deleted. But if you need space, you can delete it there. Then to create a new project, you just click on create project and it will take you to the editing interface. So it's still loading. So this is the interface for editing on CapCut. Here we have the tools that are available for us to use. At the top left, we have the tools that are available for us to use. We have import, audio, text, stickers, effects, transitions, captions, filters, and adjustments. So if you click on any of it, it will take you to just like in Elements where you can choose things that you want to use for your design. Here too, you can choose the audio you want to use. You can choose the text you want to use. If you want to use stickers, if you want to add effects to your video, transition to your video, all of that. The middle box is to view your video. So the video you are editing, anything you are editing, it will show in this middle box. So here we have the details of your video or the details of what you are working on. And if you are editing a particular video or you are adding color or effects, it will show you the properties, so things that you can edit. So this can be called the editing or the properties section of your video. Then the largest box, which is below, is called the timeline. This is where your video, your audio, your effects, transitions, everything will sit. So this is your timeline. So what you just do is you import. So what we're going to do for this class, and we're going to end the class, is I'm going to teach you how to import on CapCut and add it to your timeline. And we'll call it a day for this class. So to import, you can either import from your device or import from the stock material in CapCut. So as I said earlier, CapCut is AI. It has AI features. So there are some stock videos already in CapCut ready for you to use, whether intros or outros or pictures, to make your videos more interesting, things that you might not be able to record on your own or film on your own. CapCut has it available in horizontal and in vertical form. So all you need to do, I want to import from my video. So all I need to do is to just click on what I want to import, and then press open. And then I would see it here. And the box in the middle is previewing. The box in the middle is previewing the video. So to add it to the timeline, all I need to do is to drag it down to the timeline. And that's all about importing videos on CapCut. So do we have any questions? Do we have any questions? Oh. Did you guys see how I imported? Did you guys see how I imported that video to the timeline? Nothing changed. Okay. Let me go back. Can you see my screen now? So what I did was that I clicked on create project, and it took me to this interface where I'm going to start the process of editing. So to import, what I explained was that I explained the various sections of this interface. So the first one by the left has import, audio, text, stickers, effects, transition, captions, filters, and adjustments. Just like on Canvas where you can add elements, add text, draw. This is used to add things to the video you want to edit or manipulate. So to import, I said you can either import from your device or import from stock images on the software or on the app if you're using the mobile app. So there are different videos, either vertical or landscape videos that you can use, videos that you might not necessarily be able to create on your own. So you just have it readily available on the app. And you can just add it or import it into your timeline by clicking this plus icon. I hope everybody can see this interface now. Okay, but to add or to import videos from your device, you click on device, click on import, where you can add images, audios, videos, but this is the video I want to add. So I can just click on it, click open. The process is not this long on the mobile device because you would see all of your videos and pictures and audios on CapCut as you are importing and starting the project. So it won't take this long to import a video on CapCut if you're using the mobile device. So to add this video to my timeline, I would have to drag it down to where I want it to be in the timeline. So this box below is called your timeline. It is where your video fall under. So if I want to add an effect or a transition to this video right here, I will put it in the timeline. So that's all for today's class. I have explained how to import videos into CapCut. So in our next class, we would dive into more advanced editing tools. So do we have any more questions or explain all the things you've learned from this class? Just one or two things that you've learned from this class today about graphics design and video editing, because we brushed on the two today. Or